Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Thursday. I'm going to stay calm here. Thursday, August 6th, 2020, and another milestone record for the stock market. The NASDAQ, for the first time ever, has closed above 11,000. That's pretty incredible, considering we are in an engineered, deliberate global depression. The world economy has been shut down. That's it. Meanwhile, the stock market is raging higher. I want you to think about that. Why? Well, what does it boil down to again? I've been explaining this to you very clearly before it happened, as it was happening, and it's happening right now. The merger between corporate entities and the new American government is driving multinational corporations to record highs. Meanwhile, small businesses here in the United States have been culled on an epic scale, an absolutely epic scale. I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And if you wanted to, you couldn't make it up. If you tried to make up the story, couldn't happen. But this is real. So another example of the truth being stranger than fiction. I have a lot of stuff to cover with you. Let's talk about a few other things. Silver is on a rocket ship to the moon. It is just about $29 an ounce. And people, if you think you've seen anything with regard to the price of silver, well, then you have no idea what you're looking at. Silver is going up multiples from where it is. So again, I'm gonna fall back on what I have said for over an entire decade. Silver is the still number one most undervalued asset in the history of the world. There's not one other asset on the planet that I can possibly think of that is more undervalued still right now today than physical silver. Do you understand? Gold. I love gold. I love gold. I own gold. However, if I had to pick one of these two metals, it's to own and hold, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer on a grand scale. It's silver. Silver also, a new record high, and there too, multiples higher with regard to physical silver moving forward. Cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are also, I don't care that Bitcoin is now near 12,000. Okay? You can listen to me or not. I don't care. I've nailed it to the wall, and no one on the planet, not one person, can argue that I have not nailed it to the wall. I'm telling you right here and right now that Bitcoin and the other major cryptos are all undervalued as well. And they're all going much higher. They're all going much higher. Let's talk about a couple of other things here, people. The US dollar remains under pressure. The dollar is being phased out. A new dollar, along with a new system and a completely new set of rules. It's already been created. It's just a matter of how they are going to implement this. This scamdemic is a major pillar here, or avenue on how they're going to pull this off. And unless you live under a rock and open your eyes for a moment, you have to realize that the environment you're in is twisted. It is absolutely twisted, and it's meant to twist your mind, keep you distracted, keep you off balance, not understanding what's happening around you. All right. Again, we're going to cover more of this today. It's probably going to be kind of a long video, so get comfortable and bear with me on this. 10-year yield is still stuck in this terrible range. Doesn't seem to matter to the stock market because, again, we keep getting Fed president after Fed president after Fed president. We had four now. Fed presidents in the last 2 days. 4 Fed presidents in the last 2 days, all parroting the same thing. You need more easy money? We got it. How much do you need? It's incredible. It's incredible that they're even allowed to say things like that. It's just mind-blowing to me that this is, unprecedented for Fed presidents to come crawling out of the woodwork saying our economy is in dire shape. This is what they're saying. Our economy is in dire shape. You wouldn't know that by looking at the NASDAQ that just closed over 11,000. But according to, our economy is in dire shape, which we are. We're dead. There's no economy. There is no economy. Market keeps going up. And then you got these Fed presidents explaining the economy is in dire shape. We have cash. How much do you need? That's their goal, to issue more debt. That's their product, debt. The day we have one person, it would have to be a president or a committee, congressmen, including the president, that would stop the Federal Reserve from issuing one single dollar more debt. Just one. The entire Federal Reserve system collapses. The only thing right now vaulting the Federal Reserve beyond the top of the pyramid, okay, that little eye on the dollar bill at the very, very top, the truncated pyramid, that's the Fed at the very top. The only thing allowing them to keep that position is their fixation to fulfill their end game of issuing more debt. All we need is to put a stop to it. That's it. $1. Stop the Federal Reserve from issuing a single dollar of more debt, and the Federal Reserve dies. You understand that? I know there's a big YouTube channel out here pushing that absolutely opposite narrative, but that person, you know who it is, they will remain nameless. They're not a market guy. They do not understand central banking, okay? That's how central banking works. Their product is debt, period. The more debt they issue, the exponentially stronger they become. We cut off their ability to issue debt, even a single dollar. They die. It's that simple, okay? Anyway, the mechanism is what's keeping these markets in the direction they're going. The promise of more debt on an unbelievable scale. I mean, we haven't seen anything yet, people. If you follow my work, you know that. Is what's pushing NASDAQ 11,000 plus. It's what's going to push the rest of this market higher as we are in an economic depression. How many of you realize that in every state within America right now, there are food pantries running out of supplies? People are becoming homeless at a faster rate than we have ever seen, even more so than the Great Depression. But you're not supposed to know that. It's NASDAQ 11,000. Do you see the distraction here? Do you see how this works? I hope you do. Now, bear with me here because I want to cover a few things, and I really want you to pay attention to some of this stuff. I really do. It's important. It's not just important. It's actually vital. It's vital to understand where you are, the game that is being played on you and the world. And that's really what I'm trying to do here. Look, I am not, me and my lions here and the people that follow this blog, you too. You're not a trader or someone that follows the markets or someone that's just interested in stacking silver or cryptocurrencies or whatever. But you are a crusader for truth. That's what this channel is. It's about truth. It's about trying to cut through it all and, zeroing in on what is real, what is actually happening. There's a lot here, and I'm scrolling through this. I'm obviously not going to talk about all of this stuff here, but I do want to touch on a few of these points here. But I'll be honest, I think you get what's going on here. And I mean, what I'm going to cover here will probably, and at least I hope at least, will put a little more light on what's going on around us. People, this is a time in history. You're living it. You are living a time in history right now that there's no doubt that people will be talking about for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So, I mean, I really hope you have an eye open. And what really makes this vital, I think, is by understanding what's actually going on. Not what you're being fist-fed, not what you're being told, okay? Because, the government always has your best interest in mind. I think you know that. But I'm obviously joking. Please don't take that seriously. If you understand what's actually happening, you can make the right choices moving forward. And like I've said a million times, if you're one of those people who can cut through it, who can see the truth, well then consider yourself very lucky, because most people can't do it. Most people get angry. They hear a shred of truth, they lash out. Why? It's very simple. They've been so indoctrinated into the school of lies that they hear anything that resembles truth and they get angry. It's a crazy situation here. It really, really is. Now, like I said, I'm gonna just cut through some of this. Now, we found out today that the Federal Reserve, okay, this is a big part of why we just hit NASDAQ 11,000 plus. The Federal Reserve is planning on, again, and this should be no surprise to you whatsoever, and this is an announcement here, because of huge U.S. bond issuance, this is the title, the Fed is going to have to alter their purchase strategy. Translation, the Fed's going to buy it all. They want to buy it all. They want to become the lender and buyer of last resort, which makes them the owner of the world. They are already the lender to the world. You understand? That's why we're seeing this market take off like this. Obviously, it's not the dead economy. It's not fundamentals. It's not this overvalued stock market. It's incredible. Absolutely freaking incredible. Now, let's see here. So I already explained to you 4 Fed presidents in the last 2 days. This guy, this is Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin, is explaining the Fed's ready to do more. That's the same narrative they're all using. Okay, more debt. They want to, with big, fat, ugly smiles on their faces. They want to issue more debt. It's incredible. Now, here we go. We found out, and I'm going to give the president a big shout out here. Okay, I beat the guy up a lot. I also beat President Obama up a lot, and I beat everybody up. All right, when I feel like they're pulling off some kind of scam or charade, which is what they all do, that's why they're called politicians. I like to call them out, but here I'm going to give the president some credit. Apparently, the president is going to back up his threat and issue an executive order to help American citizens who are struggling. Now, I hope he follows through here. Okay, it's still just talk until it happens. But I will give the president the benefit of the doubt. Let's give the man the benefit of the doubt and say he will sign this executive order. We need a leader. We need someone to lead. Hopefully it will be him. Okay. Now, what bothers, this is something I'm going to call out now, and I want you to pay attention to this very closely. All right. Take a deep breath and listen. So we understand that a few weeks ago, the president signed an executive order to his credit. All right. Another order to his credit to lower drug prices. No specifics whatsoever, but he signed this executive order. Nothing's been implemented, but he signed the executive order. Now today, and I want to talk about this a little more, the president signed another executive order which will guarantee U.S. government purchases of essential drugs, whatever that means, from pharmaceutical companies. There are obviously multinational, based here in the United States. So you have, on one hand, he's signing an executive order to lower drug prices. On the other hand, he's guaranteeing windfall profits for Big Pharma. And for my lions out here, I sent this out as a message to everyone who subscribes to my newsletter. There is a link in the description of this video. Now that we know for sure that windfall profits are guaranteed, not that they needed to be, because Big Pharma is already making windfall profits here. The government, the president signing this order, the government will be buying essential drugs, whatever that means, no specifics. This guarantees windfall profits for Big Pharma. So what does that mean? Please don't hate the player. Hate the game. Me and my lions are going to jump on this. Once Big Pharma burns off a little bit, and I think they're going to, we are going to load up on call options, all right? The gift that keeps on giving. The president wants to make me and my lions richer. Good. All right, I'm giving him some credit for what he's done good, and I always call him out for what he's done bad. I don't play favorites. I did the same thing to Obama and Democrats, the freak Democrats and the freak Republicans. It doesn't matter. You know that. Well, I will. There is no doubt about it, be capitalizing on that. I find that somewhat revolting in my view. I don't think the government should be picking winners here, especially Big Pharma. We've already funneled tens of billions of dollars to Big Pharma just over the past few weeks to develop a vaccine. And now the president's going to sign an executive order that we're guaranteeing to buy essential drugs from pharmaceutical corporations. I mean, it's a dream come true for Big Pharma. Yet again, look, the president, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you're on either side, you're on the wrong side. All he cares about is big business. All he cares about is Big Pharma, multinational corporations here. If he cared at all about small businesses, why have you not heard him say one word, not one, about the over 50% of small businesses that are now gone forever here in the United States? Have you heard anything about that? Silence, and the silence is deafening. All right, anyway, so that's huge. All right, so you got here fund managers. Fund manager after fund manager after fund manager talking about gold doubling from here in short order. Hey, you know, maybe they were a little late to the party here, but I've been talking about this for I don't know how long, a decade? It's insane. You can't make this stuff up, people. And you know, let me read this to you. This is something I wrote earlier. How many people just let opportunity pass them by? Gold, silver, and Bitcoin right here are clear examples. They just sit there like a deer in the headlights and they fail to act. And with these markets, it's a free-for-all for me, for my lions out here, and people do nothing. They just sit there. I don't understand it. Opportunity abounds. It's everywhere. It's just a matter of you reaching out and grabbing it. All right? Understand, you have the power there. You have the power. Now, here we go. You know, we have Congress here, which is good for nothing. Absolutely nothing. And again, I'm praising the president here for finally, I hope he does, take executive action here and get the American people some help. Now, here we go is another one I want you to pay attention to. The president is saying that it's very possible that a coronavirus vaccine will be out before the elections. That's really, really soon. To me, it seems like most people don't want this. And neither does the president. I'm going to prove that to you in a moment. Hold that thought. Now, the CDC came out today warning that people are going blind and dying because they're drinking hand sanitizer. I'm not making this up. I posted links to this all over. Or go to the CDC's own website, okay? People are drinking hand sanitizer. They're going blind and they're dying because they are afraid of the coronavirus. So would these deaths be coronavirus related? I bet they're going to count them towards coronavirus deaths here moving forward. You can't make this stuff up if you even tried. Now I want to read this to you and I want you to pay attention. The president just explained to us that we're going to get a vaccine, coronavirus vaccine, possibly before the election. Me, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think many people are. But this is the president in 2015. Okay, this is directly from the president. Listen to what he said and make up your own mind. Okay, here we go. He said regarding the flu vaccine, I've never had one. I don't like the idea of injecting bad stuff into my body. I have friends, this is the president speaking, that religiously get the flu shot and then they get the flu. I've seen a lot of reports that the last flu shot is virtually totally ineffective. So that, understand what's going on here. Understand the narrative. He's a politician. He's got to sell something to you, but it's much bigger than that. It's much bigger than that because, again, look this up for yourself, people. Look at the statistics with age and sex and, of course, comorbidities, the deaths regarding coronavirus. If you are, I posted a chart of this on all my social networks here, and just look it up for yourself. The survival rate of this virus, if you have no comorbidities, is better than 99.9%. As comorbidities pile up or your age goes up, obviously these statistics change, but still the chance of survival here is well above like 98%. You can't make this stuff up. Now, of course, the very aged and those that have a lot of comorbidities, theirs goes up too, somewhere around 86%. But in aggregate, we're talking about a survivability of better than 99% across the board. And you still believe that this is why they shut down the global economy? You think that's why they pushed a worldwide depression on us? This was engineered. Obviously. If you still don't get it, I don't know what to say. Honestly. Now, here's something you need to pay attention to as well. Fed President Brainerd here, she's coming out and laying out the central bank, the Federal Reserve's plan for an instant payment framework. This is another step towards the new dollar. Do you understand? Pay attention to these things, people. I've been screaming from rooftops about it. It's just a matter of them setting the groundwork up. The old dollar is being destroyed by design. New dollar coming in. If you have even a shred of doubt about that, then again, you're completely lost. You're absolutely and completely, totally lost. All right, look, I think I pretty much covered what I wanted to here. There's more stuff, but I don't want to talk about it because this video is getting very, very long here. Look, personally, I think this video is very important. I think the stuff I covered here, people must know. They have to know it. So I'm going to urge you, if you are someone that believes that what I am saying is true and people need to hear this, please share it. Please get it out there. Post it on all your social networks. People, we got to get this stuff out. Very few people are actually talking about this stuff, I think, in the way that I do. And being that I am a market guy 100%, it's all I do. I live and breathe. I understand the system. I think I understand the system at a higher level than most people on the planet. I have connections everywhere too. I know people. I talk to people. I can't say much more than that. But understand that what I am trying to convey is true. Everything that I've been saying to now, go back a decade ago, is happening right now. I don't pull this stuff out of a hat. So I'm counting on you to help me, because I'm trying to help you understand what's going on. Let's get more people involved. Okay? Love you a lot. Long video. See you in the morning.